That's good. So we're doing the thing now.
Oh, we're live.
We are live. How's your night going?
Um, Uneventful, I guess. Not up to a lot. How about you?
um, I mean, I don't know. I was hanging out with my friends and then I walked around for like an hour and now I'm doing this.
So are you like one of those people who go on late night walks a ton?
Yeah. Yeah, or like aimless drives or I have a one wheel if you know what those are.
Oh yeah, I think I do know. Some
Yeah.
kid I used to work at a Best Buy and some kid rode one into the store and then
Sick.
our yeah, our asset protection was like, dude, what are you
Was he
doing?
kicked out?
No, he wasn't kicked out. They were just like,
Okay.
why are you writing that in here,
That's
dude?
funny. But yeah, no, I have one of those, so I'll also just ride that shit around at night. That's fun.
I live in like a desert, but like not Vegas. So I can't just, go out and like have a walk or something like that because
Damn.
I don't really have sidewalks near me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have
actually,
sand.
on on late night walks, I do just walk in the middle of the street because no one's gonna stop me.
Oh, living dangerously, I see.
I suppose. I mean, it's not that dangerous when there's just no cars on the road. But yeah.
Yo, wait. Were you like do you have a car? Do you have like a I don't have a clue how old you are, but like
I'm 17. So I
uh
have my license and I have a family car that's basically mine, but I don't like own it.
because I was gonna say, do you remember like whenever COVID started and like all the roads were empty and you could just do whatever the hell you
That
wanted,
shit was
basically?
fun. I went on a bunch of like
Exactly.
super long bike rides and I just could go anywhere on giant streets and there'd just be no one out.
Exactly. Literally, if you had a car, you could speed everywhere. You could ride a
Yeah.
bike in the middle of the road. You could skateboard. Like you could do anything you wanted.
That
That
was
shit
such a
was
like
so much
such a
fun.
surreal time. I don't know. Like I've gotten so used to COVID like existing in the world, but back then, like I remember I was on a bike ride and I was riding over a bridge over a really big road and it was just empty in the middle of the day on like a weekend. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like
Dude, it was like you said, I guess it was just a surreal experience. Like I don't like what are those like liminal spaces or whatever? There was
yeah,
like
dude,
that whole phenomenon.
I
Like that
fuck
was
with
the
liminal
COVID
spaces.
taking
Yes.
people off the streets was like that, but without like a room or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's liminal world.
Yeah, like I don't know. I had a weird obsession for like 3 days with liminal spaces. Like I don't know what was up with that, but like seeing like those movie theaters just being empty or
Yeah,
whatever.
dude, no, that
Just
shit's awesome.
I
Like,
don't know. Like I
that's
I don't really
really
know why
cool.
I binged that, but I don't know. I thought that was the
Yeah,
coolest thing ever.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been to some liminal spaces. Like, last week, me and my friends explored like this abandoned like military base, and it
Military base.
was fucking well. It was like a munitions factory, and there's like
I
a
mean,
whole
regardless, that's dope.
yeah, a whole bunch of like shit. I don't know. It was so weird because it was just like we knew like we looked on fucking like Google Maps and we knew there was like stuff there. And so then we like walked down this access road and there was a building that it looked like just like a maintenance shed and we went into there and it was just a pretty standard abandoned building. And then but there were all these like it was constructed in a real labyrinthine kind of way. And then we just found this tunnel, like this metal tunnel that just went out like behind the building. And we followed that.
Oh,
And it had like these weird little skylights and it was that was a very liminal space. And then it went into this whole giant like fucking compound. I don't know. It was wild.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting, dude. I wish I had places like that near me.
Yeah, yeah, it must kind of suck to live in the middle of nowhere, but
Well, I mean, the middle of nowhere is fun for like exploring and doing weird shit like that, but
sure.
yeah, in terms of like actually having things to like actual commercial things to do, yeah, it's awful. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
My
know.
town isn't particularly like large or anything, but I don't like I wouldn't call myself a small town person, but I don't know, it feels like a small town because there's like the same four things to do here, and we also
Yeah,
don't have like that small town vibe where like, oh, there's some weird abandoned house down the road that we could go inspect and probably get scared of.
yeah, I don't know. Well, like, so I've been exploring shit for like a while, like a few years now, and I've gotten to the point where I'm so desensitized to it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, if I'm ever exploring anything with people that are scared of it, there's like, can you go first? I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna walk in. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. Scariest thing I've ever seen is bats, and bats aren't all that scary. I don't know. Like, they just hang out.
Yeah, I haven't really done that, but I would probably be intimidated at first, but at the end
Yeah,
of the day, like not I don't really think anything would be there. Like there's not gonna be a dude hiding in the corner that's gonna shank you or anything,
yeah.
right? Like
And I
it
mean,
just
like,
looks creepy. And oftentimes, like from what I've seen, there's like a lot of graffiti and stuff in there anyway,
yep,
so
yeah. Uh, yeah, I do a bit of that too. It's fun. It's good shit. I'm not like good, but whatever. Um,
a good time's a good time. You don't have
yeah,
to be
I don't know. I mean,
good.
I have like a decent enough tag, but I cannot make art or anything like that, which is sad. But yeah, I don't even know like how to get to that point. Like some people are really, really fucking good.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented people. Like some of
Yeah,
it is like legitimate art, and then you got like homies that are like on two tabs of acid. Like they're
yeah.
sent, bro, and then you just got like some stick figure or like random
Yeah.
gibberish just everywhere. It's like, bro,
Dude, I
we
love
got
that.
hella trains here with like you can tell like there's some good graffiti on trains, and then there's just like this person was tripping or some shit, dog.
Yeah.
Like what? What were you on, brother?
Yeah. So I live really near Chicago. I'm like in the suburbs of Chicago. And so the you can tell where the trains are coming from by how good the graffiti is. Because if they're coming from the city, all the graffiti is like really, really fucking good. If they're coming from the middle of nowhere, it's like a couple really good pieces and then just like dog shit like scribbled on tags. I don't know,
Yo,
it's funny.
I feel like everyone I've met from Illinois always has those like teenage, like they always have those good teenage shenanigans stories, like
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't know
good
what
teenage
y'all are on
shenanigan
over
phase.
there, but like everyone I meet from Illinois is like, yeah, me and my homie did like some great, like some stupid, crazy shit. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have even thought about doing that over here.
Yeah, no, I do a bit of shenanigans. I don't know.
We do a little trolling.
Oh, a whole lot of trolling. It's funny. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's
Astronomical amounts.
yeah, but it's kind of a neat place that I live in because it's like it's close enough to the city that there's a decent amount of like cool shit, but it's also not so close to the city that it's like dangerous. It's kind of
Mm,
like I kind of think of it as like a nice incubator space to grow up. And so
uh,
it's like it's a good way to learn how the world works before I go into the actual world.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I
I
don't
have a
know.
couple of buddies that are like, this is probably nowhere near where you live, but like, I know a lot of homies and like, uh, arroyo, the this place. I don't really know how
Yeah.
to pronounce it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
homies from there, and I mean a lot of people that well, they all say it's a shithole and they hate living
I'm
there,
pretty
but
sure it is a shithole. Yeah.
I don't know. They all have the best stories, so I'm like, well,
That's funny.
it might be a shithole, but like, dude, you can
Yeah.
go to like any party and just be like, oh, just
Dude.
lay down a bunch of stories about like
Yeah.
stupid shit you've done, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's like there are no giant ragers happen in my town, but like the neighboring towns that are more scuffed, the biggest fucking wildest parties happen. I don't know,
exactly.
it's
The
funny.
the less wealth you have, the more fun you have.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like, okay, there's a town that is a bit of a ways away from mine called Lamont, and it's a scuffed ass place. It's like an industrial town, but it's also like a farming town. Like within a
The
5 minute
hell?
drive of each other, there's like an oil refinery, there's a moderate sized downtown, and there's just cornfields. Like it's it's a weird fucking place, and the whole place like smells because of the oil refinery, and it's just dirty. But like every fucking liquor store sells to underage kids, and like every weekend everyone there just gets fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna stop them if
Yeah,
you're in a
no.
small town, bro? Like those kids are
Yeah,
probably 90% of your business, dog.
basically, dude, like yeah, it's so funny. But
Like,
like yeah, no, I don't know, all the cashiers are really chill, and there are some places like that in my town, but not as many. And so the way to buy underage at places is to just get a girl to dress up really like slutty, and then just go in there and flirt with the cashiers, and then you can buy stuff. Like that sounds bad, but that's how it works. That's what you gotta do.
I mean, this is a girl I knew from New York, but basically, like, she was able to essentially like do that. Like, she was real close with like
Yeah.
the dude at like the shop owner, I guess you could say. So she would just come in, and it was more so like a gas station or like they
Yeah.
sold a bunch of shit. It was just like a general store, you know. So she could just go in and whatever like flavored pods were a thing, like if you needed pods or if you needed alcohol or anything like that, bro, easy.
Yeah.
She could get it for you, and it
Yeah.
was like, bro, what?
Yeah.
It was
Well,
only her too. Like any of her friends or
no
anything like that, it
way.
was like, nah, dude. It was only her. So
That's
it was
wild.
interesting. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, no. So there's a I've done a bit of trolling, but yeah, I've bought underage at a couple of places, and I went in there, I went into this store that it's one of those shitty liquor stores with my friend, and she was like, she did the thing, she dressed up really slutty, and we were the sexy motherfuckers club, and because we went in there and we bought shit, and the dude just like did not care, like he knew. Yep. And he was just staring at my friend. This is fucking gross, but nah, like yeah, that's how it works. That's what you do.
I mean, look, dude, you got to do what you got to
Yeah,
do. Oh,
modern
like
modern day feminism
true.
is manipulating scummy cashiers to
I,
buy booze.
scummy. I'd say just down bad in general. To be
Yeah.
honest with
Well,
you,
okay.
like,
Yeah. But some people just don't give a fuck and'll just sell underage because they don't care. Some people sell underage because they're scummy. Like some places will only sell underage to girls. Some places just do it in general. I don't know. Kind of depends.
oh my. I saw a TikTok the other night of like some dude at like a gas station, some foreign. I don't want to say Indian. I forgot his ethnicity,
Sure.
but I don't know. He came in trying to like buy cigarettes, and this dude was just like he was a kid. He was like maybe 14 years old. This kid was just swearing at him in a different language. Bro, I was cracking up.
That's really funny.
But I don't know. What other places? It's not India, or maybe it is. But I know there's like one place that has cigarette commercials legal still,
Ah,
and I don't really think they have like an age limit. So kids are just buying cigarettes
yeah,
because they think
dude.
they're sick,
Well,
and
there's
it's
like,
bro, it's insane in some of these like third world
yeah,
countries. It's like, dude, you're 9 and you smoke like you pay the bills.
yeah. Well,
You
okay. An alarming amount of teenagers smoke cigarettes here because it's when, when everyone was vaping, like fuck vapes. I never vaped, but a ton of people vaped in like middle school to the start of high school. That was super big. And then because like Juul really kicked that off and they had all these flavors that were catering to kids. And then those were banned. Uh and so then kids were either transitioning to the adult Juul flavors or just straight up smoking cigarettes. And so
yeah,
now there's this
bright
wave
idea.
of people that just smoke cigarettes, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, like we were so close to like, ending like youth cigarette use, and they were
Yeah,
like, you
no,
know
and then it
what?
came back.
And then we got like vapes, which I
Yeah,
mean honestly, I would much rather someone vape because cigarettes are the most
true.
disgusting
Yeah,
smelling thing ever.
yeah.
Like I'd rather smell someone's mango jewel pod any day of the
Mm-hmm.
week than someone's Marlboro Red or whatever the hell, like
You know,
bro.
like vapes smell good, but they're just bad for you and nicotine
Yeah, like
addiction.
it's not good, and obviously, I think a lot of the reason people started vaping was because like, oh, it's fruity or whatever. But
Yeah,
I mean, at the same time, it's like, I kind of would rather have that at this point, dude,
true. Yeah,
because I don't know, we unleashed a whole just
yeah.
different animal of like youth cigarette use now after banning those. And
It's
I
yeah.
know a lot of people personally because I'm 21 now, right? So I can do whatever the hell I
Hell
want.
yeah.
But yeah, I knew a
Yeah.
lot of people. They were like 18 right as that like ban came through, and no one was
Yup.
grandfathered in. So if you were addicted to like vapes or like smoking or anything, you got free withdrawals essentially once that was passed.
Yeah.
Whenever you turned like 21 or whatever. So I don't that or yeah, churning tobacco from 18 to 20.
That's right. Well, I
Yeah.
think like in weed legal states, weed was legal at 18. Like they changed that kind of recently, which is weird.
Well, I live in Colorado and I thought it was always 21, but granted, whenever it was legalized, I didn't have
Well,
friggin' clue what was
yeah.
going on. It was
Well,
like 2010. I
Colorado's
was in
fucking
middle
cool,
school.
but no, but I'm like I always thought it was 21 too, but then it was raised to 21 and I realized that it was 18. I'm pretty sure. Which is fucking weird. But cuz smoking was 18. And so then when states legalized weed, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's smoking. 18." But
I
wait,
feel like it was 18 too, but like I said, I can't remember.
I don't know.
And
I might be wrong, but at least from what I understand, I think it was 18, which is fucking bizarre. Like that's just odd. But I don't know. I mean, I yeah. I think like I don't know, cuz I have such mixed feelings on like the age that substances should be legal because like in Germany, you can drink at 16 legally, which is fucking wild.
yeah, a lot of European countries are like that. I know
Yeah.
people from the UK that they start drinking at like 14 just because
Yeah.
it's so common for
Mhm.
like
Cuz
people to
everyone does.
get
Yeah.
wasted there.
Yeah.
And like here in America, it's like that doesn't really happen till you're in high school.
No, yeah. I didn't start drinking till this year. I didn't start smoking till like 6 months. Weed, not cigarettes. Fuck cigarettes. Till like 6 months
Bro,
ago.
weed gang.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's fucking it's weird. Uh, but like yeah, I think 16 is a fine age so long as there's also education about it, because alcohol is fucking terrible for you. Weed isn't good for you. It's not as bad as alcohol, but like it's not great.
Yeah, I think alcohol abuse is severely stated under.
Yeah.
I don't know what word am I looking for, like under something. Like it's very downplayed. Like
Yeah.
alcohol
Yeah.
addiction and like the effects of alcohol is very downplayed.
Alcohol is like fucking it's one of like the worst substances. It's like the top the top 3 most dangerous types of substances are opioids, amphetamines, and alcohol.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
that
I
shit's
don't really
wild.
drink that much anymore because of that. Like
Yeah.
I'm completely self-aware that like if I like with weed, I feel like you can control who you are a lot easier. Like
True.
obviously if you
Yes.
get greened out or some shit, you're like toast, but like
Yeah.
you're toast in a good way. Like even
Yeah.
if you're completely just faded, like you're bloodshot, you're just dunzo. At least your ass is on that couch,
True.
just locked. You're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
With alcohol, people get violent. They
Yup.
can start shit. Like it's so
There are
scary.
too
Like
many
people, you
angry
can ruin
drunks.
your life with
Yeah.
one bad night,
Yeah.
and not to mention like, I mean obviously alcohol and weed affects everybody differently, but I feel like with alcohol it's a gamble for a lot of people because some people turn into sad drunk, some people become angry
Absolutely.
drunk,
Yeah.
sleepy drunk, like
Yeah.
I don't, and some people it's all of them, like they can just
True.
have
Just
swings, and
anything.
it's I
Yeah.
dude, it's so scary. And it's like with weed, it's like, bro,
Nah.
you
You're just
pick
hanging out.
something you want and then you're just vibing,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
you're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's chill as hell. And I've noticed it's really funny. I've noticed there's such a difference between people that are new to smoking and people that have done it for a while. Because people that are new to smoking act like the biggest fucking idiots. Like they're just like
So
they say
fire right now,
yeah,
bro. What
they
the
say
fuck?
stupid shit and they're just really annoying and it's just like, oh my god. And I was the same way. Like when I first started smoking, I could not do shit. I could not hold a
This
conversation. I
sativa
couldn't do
hitting,
anything.
bro. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. But now I just like I don't even think about it. Like I can hold a conversation when I'm fucking blasted and that's like fine. It doesn't matter.
Dude, oh my god. Honestly, dude, like, I wasn't really like that, I guess. But I can still be pretty annoying, like to this day. And it's not like intentional. Like I'm
Yeah.
not going out of my way to do it. It's just like I'll just be sitting there and like just stupid shit just starts coming out of my mouth, and it's like,
But that's fun though.
ugh.
Like that's
Well, yeah, it's fun because it's like harmless and it's
yeah.
funny. I
Like
actually have
yeah.
a bro. I don't. Well, I mean, we're on a podcast, I guess. So
It
this
doesn't
probably wouldn't
matter.
be the most appropriate to like send a TikTok because I don't really know how this gets received, right? If
Uh
it goes through your audio, but this
it
TikTok right
will, but I
here,
don't think it really. I'll just watch it. The audience can go fuck them. No one really even
All the
listens to
time I
this.
hear people
yeah. But
say,
well, this is
"Oh,
one
New
of the
York pizza's
Fortnite
better,
cart hits,
Chicago
bro.
pizza, or
Like I turn
Detroit
into
pizza's
this
better."
shit.
No, I need you to do it in the voice. What about Mexican pizza from Taco
What
Bell?
about the Mexican pizza
That's
from
great.
Taco
I
Bell?
like that. Yeah.
Like, dude, if you're drunk, that's not happening,
No.
bro.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, there was one night a little bit ago, and I was fucking stoned, and we were watching the, the, the obelisk scenes from 2001, and I just kept on going, abu babu obelisk, and that was just, like I couldn't fucking stop. I, like, I just be in like just talking normally, and then just see the obelisk and just like, oh, abu obelisk. I don't know. It was just fucking funny.
Dude, being stoned is so much fun
Yeah,
and
it's
so
good.
much more preferable. Cause I don't
Yeah.
know, dude. Like I don't know. I feel like whenever you go to a party where there's like alcohol and there's weed, and you are only stoned, you can tell like drunk
Oh,
people are just such
absolutely.
fucking idiots. It's
Yeah.
so
Well,
funny,
that's
bro.
yes. Well, it's like, yeah. I I don't remember who it was, but there's some rapper that was talking about like, yeah, if you're at a party and you get some wasted guy there, he's gonna start fighting people and talking shit and whatever. If you get a stoned guy there, you can just sit him in a corner and he'll have the best time of his life. Like,
Do it like dead ass. You
yeah.
literally could. Whenever you're stoned, you're just enjoying everything.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's just good. Like, I know some people that just like they just don't have a great time when they're high. That's not me. Every time, like I've never had a bad high, honestly.
uh on it, well, I don't think I have, but I know like sativa can get some people paranoid, and I feel kind of bad because that doesn't happen to me. I can
Yeah,
just
no,
like
I don't get paranoid at all.
yeah, I could take on like a Durban poison or whatever, like a really strong sativa, and I'm just sitting there like bussing, and then
Yeah.
people are just freaking out, and it's like, ugh.
Ooh. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's like so I also have some experience with shrooms, which is fun. They're neat. That's probably a weird thing for most teenagers to do, but I fuck with it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a shrooms guy. I don't know. I've had like I feel like I'm more likely to go on a bad trip with shrooms compared to like acid or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, everyone has their psychedelic of choice, you
True.
know?
Yeah. Um but yeah, no. So, last Monday I tripped with my friends and that was like my second trip. Um and like the initial trip itself wasn't that intense. It was pretty chill. We hung out. Do you know the song Watermelon Man? Probably not. It's a weird ass song. We played that song.
I cannot say I do.
It's a fucking weird song. We played that song and we were just like monkeys in the jungle. I don't know, it was funny. But then later in the night, like we were all coming down and then we were like, yeah, let's smoke. And I've heard that that can make more intense visuals. And so we were just in my friend's garage and we were smoking and I was looking at the floor and there was like this salt melted into the floor or like salt, yeah, I don't know, dissolved into the floor and it's kind of like a fractal pattern. And then I hit a point where I like was tripping again harder than the first peak and it just like I don't even know. It just like
Yeah,
came alive and it started fucking like moving around and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, okay. I was just fine with it. Like, I don't know. I'd never even gotten visuals that intensely, but I was cool with it.
nah, nah, dude. If you're tripping and you get high, it just Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can turn into like a
It's
whole different thing.
it's fucking wild. I don't even know. And it was like these fractals kept on spiraling out from it or like triangle patterns and shit and it made like a tunnel and I was like going into the tunnel. I was like, fuck. I don't know. It was a lot, but it was very fun. But no, like I was cool with that. Like it was fucking intense and it had moments where it was like awful, but it also had moments where it was like euphoric. And so it kind of balanced out to be just like, yeah, just chill.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know. Trips are. I don't know. I don't really do that much anymore. Just
Yeah.
because,
Well,
like,
it's
I
not
don't.
really a
I mean,
thing that you
tripping
do.
lasts like a fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
while,
That's like
dude.
a day.
Yeah, like if
That's
you're
like what you're
tripping,
doing
you're.
because we took them at like 6. And so then from 6 until like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
That was what
literally,
was
if you're
happening.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on a trip, you literally have to like do that at like noon. You have to like
Hmm.
pop that tab or whatever at noon just so you can go to fucking bed.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do want to try acid, but like in college, because acid's a little more intense, I think.
I don't. I don't really know how to compare the experiences, but like I've only done shrooms like one time, and
Okay.
I already don't rip a lot to begin with. Like acid is, I don't know, it's fun, but I don't like. I'm very in between about it. Like you have to be with the right people to do
Oh
it and
yeah, well
everything.
that's yeah, absolutely. Like,
Like you couldn't just go to a party like doing that
oh
shit,
no, no, no,
or
no, no.
like
Yeah, because
like
it's
you'd
like,
have to have your group of friends and you'd have to
mm-hmm.
like all commit to that.
Yeah,
It's a, I don't know, it's not a very just, I guess you could say, I don't want to say like accessible is the wrong word, but like if you want to get high, you can just go do that. With it, like
yeah.
there's a
No,
lot
I,
more
I think
planning
I think
involved.
accessible is the right way to put it because it's like you can't like I don't know. You could smoke with like anybody, and some people like would be bad people to smoke with, but like it doesn't really matter. But with psychedelics, it's like holy fuck, like that's a thing. That is a big just like. So you need to be with like you gotta be with the right people. You gotta be with the right in the right place. You gotta be in the right headspace. It's like things
Yeah,
need to go
like dude,
right.
psychedelic like that lasts forever. So like
Hmm.
if you're just already having a bad time,
It's
you're
just
locked in.
fucked.
You're
Yeah, no,
locked
it's
in,
just
dude.
bad trip just the whole time.
Yeah,
I
like
hope I never have a bad trip. That sounds awful.
yeah, yeah. So long as you're vibing,
Yeah.
you're good. It's
Hmm.
just there's so much preparation that has to go on
Yeah.
with those.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like I don't know. It's such a different experience. Like you can't really do psychedelics all the time. That's like it's just that's just not how it
Uh,
is.
I mean, technically you
Well, I mean,
could. You
okay, you
just wouldn't.
can, but like that's not really
You
like
wouldn't be very functional
no.
most of the
That's
time.
not
You
really like the
just.
nature of the beast. And also like if you fuck around with psychedelics, they will ruin your brain. Like
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like being uh, a regular user, I guess would be the right word.
yeah.
It's not good. I still don't think it's as bad as like Xanax or something though.
Oh
Like
no,
Xanax
absolutely
will
not.
literally
No.
that shit'll turn you into a rock, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard Xanax makes you stupid.
Yeah, I like pills scare the shit out of me, dude.
Hmm.
I never ever want to do pills in
No.
my entire life.
I want to try Ambien like once. It looks really funny, but that's it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, I just hear like everyone that I know that has done it has like, well, that has done it regularly. Like, they were an active like
Yeah.
recreational user. They
Yeah.
all say they regret it because not only does like whenever you're on it, it just turns you into a rock of a person, but it supposedly feels good. But like, if you do it enough, you literally just turn into that like regularly. So whenever
Yeah.
you start doing it and you already were a regular user, you're just two rocks instead. And that just, dude, I
Yeah.
don't know why anyone would want to do that to themselves.
True. I don't know. I don't get. Well, cuz it's a certain kind of like self-harm. It's just like you don't like who you are and so you do a bunch of drugs that fuck with that and then you just it's just bad.
Bad time overall for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, but the thing that I was saying with like with psychedelics is like there are a lot of stories of people that will do way too much or do them way too often and it'll fuck up your vision.
Yeah,
Like
I could see how that happens.
yeah, like there's a lot of people that have like I don't know. There was one guy that like was selling acid and he like spilled a bottle on himself and so he took like 40 times the standard dose because it like will absorb through your skin and he
Ooh.
just has permanent tripping visuals just like all the time. which is
That would get pretty old pretty
it
fast.
really would. Like the cool thing about psychedelics is that you get to see weird shit, but for like only a certain time. I would
Right,
definitely
you're
not want to
like,
see weird shit all the time.
yeah, it's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna open my third eye for today,
Yeah.
and I'm having it open forever, dog.
No. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't know, like peak visuals though, always fun, but
Mhm.
those for dude, that would probably give me so much anxiety, dude. Like if
Yeah.
you, like obviously acids, like it's all where you get it from, right? So like you're gonna
Yeah,
get different
true.
visuals and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I've heard acid is very much visual oriented.
Oh, absolutely.
Cuz shrooms are not as much. Like you don't get that intense of visuals. It's it's more an emotional thing, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know how to comment on that, but in terms of acid, I can definitely say is very much a visual experience, like the tracers and stuff, like
Yeah.
things kind of like shifting around a little bit. It's just like, I don't know, it's a lot of like minor details where you're just
Mhm.
kind of like,
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
this shit
Shrooms are the same.
bussin'.
Shrooms are the same way. And I never really got like I didn't get that intensive visuals on shrooms alone until I smoked on shrooms, and then it was like the floor in my friend's garage became a galaxy, and I felt like nothing else was fucking up that weird. It was just the floor, and it was like. You know those videos where it's like zooming into a repeating fractal pattern? It was doing like that, or it
It's
would
like,
like
yo,
yeah, it was fucking
wait, no, I
wild.
was gonna make a joke, but I forgot what it's called. No.
But yeah, no, that was like that was fucking neat. I don't know, that was people need to
Fibonacci
experience
sequence. Why the fuck is the Fibonacci sequence on the floor?
that.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, you got it. But we were attempting to podcast optimist, but we were recording our session in the garage, and it was very funny. But like it was I have a descent where I go from like a normal participant in the conversation, and then I just kind of go quiet halfway through because I'm like starting to see shit and my brain's just like not there, and then the floor does that, and I just go like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is actually happening? Like, that's neat. I don't know, it's really funny. I'm kind of debating releasing that recording as a podcast episode, but it's like, it's hard to listen to. And they're just like giant swaths of silence. Like, we just sit and just not talk because we're yeah. It was funny.
I wish I could do something like that.
I mean, you could.
Just, I mean, I could. I just COVID and like I mean, I had a lot of my friends move away from like high school.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a decent chunk of them moved away in like middle school, and then I went into high school, and I didn't really care to do much in high school, so I never really went out of my way to make like a ton of friends or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like maybe one group of people that I could do that with, but I don't really know if we could, like all get together because everyone's got like a whole different schedule, and I'm out here unemployed, not really doing anything productive. So
That's sort of the life, though, honestly.
I mean, it is until it's not.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah.
It can get very boring when
Yeah,
like
I believe that.
once all your friends are out doing like productive things and you're just kind of like at home all day, you're just like, well, I would
Yeah.
love to hang out with my friends if I had any.
Okay, that's fair. That does sound like it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck for like the most part, but like it's good in terms of the fact that like if you need to get something done, you can just go do it. Like
Yeah, okay.
your days, like, it's all a free schedule. So if anyone's down to hang at any time, you can go do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's convenient, but I
Yeah.
don't know. There's too many drawbacks, I would say. Like, I'm definitely more actively searching for a job now
Sure.
compared to like whenever I was originally on this. I was like, yo, I'm getting so much money for doing nothing, and now I'm like, wow, I am so unbelievably bored.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm working in a warehouse, like as a summer job, like at a Goodwill, and it's just like, uh, it's okay, it's fine,
Dude,
it makes money,
you could,
but it kind of sucks.
bro, just find all like the vintage Levi's or something, all the expensive clothes,
Just
and then
resell
just
them.
yeah, just buy them and resell them. Just be
Yeah.
like, hey,
Well, they'll
yo,
like
vintage plug, by the way.
fire you for that if they catch you, but
Well, look, even if like you don't have to actively do it, but like if something comes in, you know about it, right? So you
yeah,
could wait until it's on the floor to go
that's
buy it,
true.
obviously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you wouldn't have to just like hide it. It's just you know it's there and
Hmm.
like no one's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh,
find it right
the
away.
tricky thing is, yeah, I work in donation, so I'm the guy like taking shit out of your car. Um,
Right.
and so the thing is like, I'll take it and then I'll sort it into whatever, I don't know. It's like clothes and not clothes and books and whatever the fuck. And then that's like processed into the warehouse, and then it gets out on the floor like just at some point. And I,
So you just know it's there. You just
yeah,
don't know
like
when it'll be out there.
could be a few hours, could be a few days. I don't know. Really just depends. Like, uh,
Wait, so how do like you there's Goodwill auctions online, right? Like what deems something to be an online auction compared to getting put out on the floor?
yeah. So I think it's like I think most books are sold on the online store. Most decent electronics are sold on the online store. I think most music instruments are sold on the online store as well. Um, really, just anything that has like solid value will be auctioned off online instead of just sold in the physical store. And so yeah, if you want some quality Goodwill shit, look online because the stores won't have that much. Like,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
only really asking that because like sometimes like you'll see videos where people like go into a Goodwill and they're like, "Yo, I found this like $2,000 camera priced at like $10
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever."
Well, it's
And
also like,
I know
yeah,
like guitars and stuff. Like those are very commonly sold online. I don't
hmm
think I've ever seen a guitar in my Goodwill before.
no, they're basically all sold online. Well, and the thing is, it's all just determined by the pricers. So like, whatever they think, like, the pricing is all arbitrary. It's just whatever someone thinks the price should be. And that's also like, if someone thinks something should be sold in the store, then it is. Or if they think it should be sold online, then it is. So there's not really any consistent like. So yeah, if someone if there was a really expensive camera in the store, whatever pricer just didn't know it was an expensive camera. Just like, yeah, okay, let's go in the store. Like, there's really not a whole lot of thought going into it.
Yeah, like I don't imagine they can like nitpick everything and just
No, they really can't.
automatically know the
Yeah, well,
value.
and they
Like
also
there's
have like there's a quota, and so I think for people that price items that aren't clothes, they have to do like over 100 every hour, like priced, and so they have to go pretty fast, and so they really can't think too much about any one item. They kind of just have to determine it, and then just put it on the floor. So, yeah,
interesting.
yeah, it's kind of a neat operation. Like, I didn't really ever think about it before I applied, and I applied. They were like, "Hey, I'm gonna show you the warehouse." And then we went back there, and it's like a giant fucking warehouse, like a billion people, like all sorting shit and driving around forklifts and whatever. And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Yeah,
Like,
I like
yeah,
because sometimes like I'm a guitarist, so like sometimes I watch guitar videos, and then like I saw like sometimes you can go on a Goodwill and you can find like Gibsons or whatever, which are like they're decent. Well, I guess overpriced would technically be the
Sure.
word for if you ask most people how they feel
Yeah.
about Gibsons, but
Yeah.
they're they're higher end
Yeah.
guitars,
But I
and
mean,
like
yeah, I
sometimes you'll find those at like a Goodwill auction or something, and
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been kind of curious about like what like could I go into a store and find one, or are the like I don't know.
Probably
Uh,
not. Yeah,
I
I don't think
doubt
so.
that, but like
I think
it was something I was definitely curious
I
about.
know I've seen some musical instruments in the store that I work at. Like I think I've seen some keyboards in there. And I don't know, I got a record player from there and it's kind of dog shit, but whatever. It's fun. Record shit is expensive though. Like records are like $30 each and like fucking oh
Wait, just
my
like
god.
generally speaking, records. It's not like well,
Yeah.
I guess like you said, you prices can't just.
Oh, no, well, no, Goodwill sells records for dirt cheap, but I'm saying just like records in general, like new records, like twenty
Oh,
five,
new
thirty
records,
bucks.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Honestly, how much did I pay? I have like the last one I bought was a while ago. Actually, it was an Oasis record. It was the 25th anniversary of what's the story Morning Glory, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of dollars, but
Yeah.
it's a silver pressing. Ooh,
Ooh. Yeah.
fancy.
But, I got the record player and then I bought like too much money of record. Like I got a Tribe Called Quest record and I got a Tyler the Creator record and I got a bunch of fucking Tame Impala stuff and it's like that was $160 that I just spent.
Dude, like whenever it comes to like vintage records and shit, like you can spend
Oh
way
god.
more
Yeah, I'm
money on
sure.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
my
and like
dad has, he has
uh
like a huge collection of like vintage records for
yeah.
like Led Zeppelin and like Pink Floyd and Queen and shit, and I'm just like, damn, bro, this must be worth a shitload of money. And
Probably.
you look at like some of them are still like sealed and they have like the price tag on them, and you're just
Oh
like $2.50, dog. Like
man.
for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Well,
Granted,
they're
that was like
probably
in the 70s and 80s whenever the American dollar was kind of, well, in the 70s specifically, the American dollar was fucking doo-doo, but
yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of neat, but like yeah, I just wish record shit wasn't so expensive cuz records are so cool. It's like the coolest way of listening to music, but also it comes at a cost. Actually, record players too are like 300 or $400 for a good one. No, even just like an averagely good one. Ugh.
like, I really like records and I like having them like hung up in my room and stuff, but bro, oh, I don't know, man. Like I would want a wall of records, but that shit would cost so much money.
Yeah, dude. Like I just my dream
So I
in
just,
life is just to have enough money that I can just do whatever the fuck I want.
bro, don't we all? I mean,
Yeah.
I know there is like a term for that, like it's essentially like a bell curve.
Mm.
Like just envision like a bell curve, but like with money and happiness. And
Yeah.
it's like once you
Once you
make
have
like I think
enough to do whatever,
$60,000,
you're
yeah, like
good.
once you have enough money where you don't have to worry about your bills or anything anymore, then
Yeah.
money's just kind of like whatever, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes me so mad. Like, why do all the ultra rich fucks dodge so much taxes and are so greedy and stingy? Like, dude, you have more money than you could possibly ever spend in a lifetime. Literally just fucking chill out. Just live your
You know,
life. Pay normal taxes. Like, do whatever.
What's ironic is a lot of rich people are actually suicidal too. And I'm assuming it's from like the I don't know. Back to like the money thing, like what like once you make that like $60,000 and all of it's just, whatever, and then it's like you're hoarding money at this point, and like
Yeah.
of course you're gonna be sad because like
True.
you don't have to make any more,
Yeah.
dude. You're
But
like
deep
it,
down, you know that you're making that money like in gross ways, probably. Like, no one gets that rich with like legitimate means.
I really
Really.
hate to compare myself to like rich people like that in the situation I'm in because I'm making nowhere near as much as them, but I'm essentially getting free money for sitting on my ass and just putting in a few job applications every week.
Oh, for
And
unemployment. Yeah.
yeah, and it's kind of like in the same ballpark, like you essentially don't have to do anything, but most people you do know probably have to do something. So you just do nothing all day and it sucks.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they're all suicidal because they have like they literally can do whatever they want and they don't have anyone to do it with.
Damn. That's actually like a really good point.
Yeah, bro, like, people, like, I know it's people, like, rappers or whatever will be like, it's lonely at the top, but, like, unironically, though,
Legitimately, yeah.
like, if you're in your 30s and you have, like, a lot of money or something, you probably want to die. Just not even joking. Like, you're
Yeah.
just, unless you have, like, a family or something, like, dude, you're probably bored out of your mind at that point.
Well, that's
Like,
oh my god.
too old to
My
party, bro.
absolute nightmare is being some just like washed up fuck in my 40s and just not do anything and just have like just be bored all the time. Like, oh my god, that would suck.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I live in fear of like being 30, like even just being 30, and like I don't feel like I've lived an eventful life or like accomplished anything,
Yeah.
Like I live in fear of that, bro. That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. Well, that's why, cuz like I love my friends now, and I know that it's probably really naive to think that I'm gonna remain friends with all of them, but I really fucking hope that I do. And so then like,
Yeah, oh, absolutely, bro.
yeah.
Like especially for me, if, like for someone who had like a pretty sizable friend group growing up and them just like fucking moving and shit like that,
Yeah.
that
That
hit like
shit.
a
Dude,
brick,
I'm
dude.
trying
I
to
was like,
live, yeah.
fuck.
I'm trying to live my summer as best as I can because then like all my friends like we're all going to college in different places and like fuck. That
Yeah,
sucks.
like
Like that's
every time,
awful.
like you go from elementary to middle school, you lose some friends, and then
True.
from that you go to high school, you lose a couple of friends. By your senior year, you've still got a decent friend group,
Well, I
but
don't know.
nowhere near as
Yeah.
much.
Well,
And then once college hits, like anything can fucking happen. Like
yeah.
they could go to college out of state, they could go to a community college, a local
Mhm.
college, an
Yeah.
in-state college. Like there's so much shit that can happen. But at the same time, college, you can just
You
make
can
more,
always you
more
can make more
friends
friends in
at the
college. Yeah. Well, and actually, my
yeah,
friend
because
group got a lot bigger like this year because I started hanging out. It was like we introduced like one dude into our friend group, the coolest motherfucker on earth, and he's just friends with everybody. And so then our friend groups got huge because it was like me and all my
bro,
friends.
you befriended the main character.
We did, me and all my friends, and then like him, and then like his random cluster of friends because he's in like a bunch of different like cliques. I don't know. And so then we all just hang out together, and it's fucking awesome. It's very fun. Um, but yeah, like I would love to stay in contact with my friends, and like you could just like fucking when we're all adults, ring my homie up and just like, hey, let's go on vacation to fucking like wherever, and then just do it.
Right.
Like I don't know, you just
Bro, I
can't.
could totally go for a vacation right now, but I don't have anyone to go with. It sucks so
Yeah,
bad. It's like I
damn.
have all this free time, but like I don't I'm not gonna spend like racks to fucking go somewhere just to do it
Yeah.
alone, bro. That
Yeah.
shit would suck nuts.
That's also like I I want to vacation like on my bucket list, vacation somewhere for as cheaply as possible. Like there's a YouTube channel called Vagrant Holiday, and he'll go places and fucking like sleep in the woods and get like shit at whatever supermarket for like dirt cheap. He'll eat like a baguette and hummus for a meal and it's like 50 cents. And he just like explores places all day and it's really fun. Like it's hilarious. I want to do that.
Right.
Like
Honestly,
he'll
that
spend a
sounds like
whole
a fun way to
yeah,
live.
like he'll spend a whole week in Europe and it'll be like a couple $100. Like that's wild. And it's like, ooh, I also want to like train hop at some point. Like fucking
Train hop.
hobo,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
hop on a freight train and just go somewhere.
great hobo vibes.
Yeah, that'd be sick. My brother always makes fun
Dude,
of me.
honestly,
He's like, you'd be the
I,
best homeless guy. And I don't want to agree with him, but I would.
bro, honestly, like, I feel a lot of experiences that you'll get in life are going to be done without spending a shitload of money.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, vacationing somewhere as cheaply as possible. Like, literally, even just like driving to like a town, something like a state away,
Yeah.
like going to a big town like a state away or something, and then just like fucking around for like a week, just buying really cheap shit.
Yeah.
Or like in New York, they've got like 99-cent pizza or something. Like you could just go to New York and try to like see how much you can stretch like $5 or something in a day.
Sick.
Like that
Yeah.
shit
Well,
sounds so much fun.
I am going to college like right next to New York City. And so I'm so fucking
Dude,
excited. I
that sounds fun, but that also sounds
yeah,
like you're gonna spend $1 trillion.
probably that's kind of well, all college is super fucking expensive now. I don't know. It's just it's bad. But also like
Yeah,
you
I
can't not.
opted to stay in state. Like I did not want to make too much shitload of debt right away.
Yeah. Good
Just to
call.
party a little bit. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it would have been like you can't put a price on an experience, you know?
True. Although the thing is at like because I'm a fairly decently smart guy. You know, I've got good grades and shit. Going to good schools, the in-state tuition is really not that much different from the out-of-state tuition. It's fucking expensive either way, and so like I don't know, might as well go to New York. Like,
Yeah. Why not, dude?
yeah,
But I will say that if you're racking up that, you better make it like worth your time, you know?
yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm gonna major in computer science, and so I can hopefully land big money job, and then pay off my debt and hopefully not hate myself in the process.
Dude, one of my friends just graduated from college. She went out of state from New York to North Carolina, and she has a lot of debt, and she's a film major, bro,
Ooh.
and she regretted it. Like
Uh-huh.
her probably towards the end of her sophomore year, she was like, "Yeah, this was not the play, boys."
No.
And by that
Really.
point, she was already like $50,000 deep.
Oh.
I was
Yeah.
just like, dude, at that point, you basically have to commit. You're like halfway
Yup.
done. Your
You just
credits
gotta
don't
make it work.
transfer.
Yup. Nah, you just gotta do it.
But I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
her college seemed fun as fuck, but I don't like the only time she actually did shit was like her freshman and sophomore year. Like her junior and senior year, she was just kind of like miserable, I guess you could say.
Damn.
Which
That's
sucks, to be
that
honest.
really
Like that, like
sucks.
just saying that really sucks, you know,
Yeah.
because you know you're racking that like 25 per year,
Yeah.
and you're just having a straight up bad time,
Oh.
and you know you have to commit because you're halfway done.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So I was talking to my
I
dad
feel
about
real
this.
bad.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking to my dad about this, and he was like, "Yeah, whatever you do, just like don't skip class because every class is like $300. Like every single time you attend a class, that's like three hundred
Oh yeah,
dollars.
absolutely. Like whenever you like if you skip class, you're literally throwing money away. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of sometimes I just wouldn't show up to class, but usually that would be classes I was confident in
Uh-huh.
already. Like I understood the material. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't catch me skipping calculus, bro. I showed up to that shit every day.
Yeah. That's what you
But
got to do.
like an
Like, yeah.
English class, easy, bro.
Sure. I'm kind of the opposite. I've never really I'm not good at English shit like at all.
Dude, I
It's
mean,
just not
I'm
my
decent
thing.
at math. Like a lot of it, like just have a good calculator is all I can really say.
True.
Like
Yeah.
a good calculator is literally gonna carry you. You don't even have to like fully understand the material, but if you know your formulas and you have a calculator,
Facts.
you can
Yeah.
fucking do it,
Oh,
bro.
and also
Straight up, you can do it.
a lot of math because it's so conceptual. It's kind of like once you get it, it just makes sense.
Right.
Like it just clicks, and it's just like fuck. I I I got it. And I don't know. That's just like I'm generally pretty good at that, which is really chill. Like I'm
I
fucking
mean,
glad.
that's good.
Yeah.
Being a CS major, especially, dude, you're gonna
True.
have to do a shitload of math.
Yeah.
CS majors be like, I got a beat boot bop due on Thursday.
Yeah. I should like the problem is I just have like no time. Like when I'm not at work, I'm doing shit with my friends, and so I'm just like barely ever home. And so I like I am going to go cuz so I took AP computer science, like the highest level computer science course in my high school, sophomore year, and I just haven't taken a computer science class since then. And so I'm going to show up majoring in computer science, more or less not really having coded anything in like 3 years, which is oh, come bad. Like I should do that. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
I've coded some stuff. I made some Discord bots and shit, but that's like, I don't know, not enough.
yeah, that's it. You show understanding, but not mastery
Yeah.
of
Plus also I'm just like
things.
out of practice. Like I just don't remember shit. Like this has been too long.
Bro, my my dumb ass took like accounting in high school, and I could have paid like $25 to get that as college credits. I did not do that. And I took that shit like my sophomore, junior year of high school,
Yeah.
right? And then I took accounting in college like my sophomore year. And I was like, well, first of all, I could have just skipped this class entirely because it was an 8 a.m. condensed class, bro.
Ugh. Yeah. I hate that.
But
God,
I
I
don't know. I
hate.
just felt so stupid about it because
Yeah.
I was like, I have to relearn this shit essentially. And I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
basically what you're going to have to go through.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
The
going to be
nice thing
like,
is that I pick up on it pretty fast, especially having done it before. Like it makes sense. I get how it works, so I can figure that shit out. But it's just like, ugh, come
yeah,
bad.
I was very lucky in college because my second semester of my freshman year, me and my friend who's like a history major, we were just like hanging out before class one day, and I was talking mad shit about this paper I had to write for two classes technically. It was the same professor. The professor was dope and like you learned a lot, but his classes were hard as hell.
Mm, yeah,
So that sucked a lot, but it balanced out because like he was like all you really had to do was take decent notes and you would pass the class basically, and he wouldn't fail you if you were clearly trying.
sure.
But I was basically talking shit about this paper, and a girl overheard me, and we essentially became like study buddies for the remainder of like the time we were at community college, and that saved my ass so hard,
Sick.
especially
Yeah.
for accounting.
What'd you major in?
Uh, at community college, I have like a business management degree, and at my
Ah,
actual university, I have an economics degree.
sick.
Yeah, so I just happen to be smart about money or something like that.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high, something like that.
You
You know
got
how it
it.
is.
Yeah. I tried day trading crypto and it's fucking hard. It's not
Dude, crypto on
it's
its
not
own is
easy.
hard, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta hold that shit. Like, I could not day trade crypto. Like,
No.
you have to swing trade that at least, bro.
Yeah. Well,
It's so
now I just have a
volatile.
crypto bot that just does it for me pretty badly, to be fair, but it's, it's whatever. Uh well, also everything just is still really really fucking down. But
Oh, true.
like
Yeah.
it's just everything's been down for just a long time.
Bro, I
Like
had this really shit meme of like the stock market crash, like 1929 or whatever. That was like buy here, sell here
yeah.
for like buy high, sell low, and I was just like, oh my fucking lord, dude.
It's easy.
Dude, trading stocks, ask me about it. I'm a professional.
Yeah. Well, so my brother is like this little mini capitalist and he has like several $1,000s in stocks. And it's
Ooh,
really funny. But I don't know. It's just goofy, but I feel like at some point it's gonna blow up in his face. Like
gonna blow up.
shit's just gonna crash at some point. Like it can't just go up forever. And when it does, my man's money is just gone.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, stocks are generally safe, I would say, depending on what you're in,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, if you're into Ford or something, you're gonna be good.
True.
But if you're like, if you're like in the eighth layer of hell deep into stocks or some shit, and you're finding some obscure startup company, bro, like,
Yeah.
if the market crashes, you're boned.
True. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like at some point shit's just gotta collapse though. Like we haven't had a bad
Honestly,
recession in a while, but like
well, the only reason we didn't have such a bad recession is because we pumped a shitload of money into the economy
yeah.
last year.
But
Like,
I mean
if
like
we didn't do that, we'd probably
I
not be
know,
having a fun
but it's
time.
like the debt is only getting higher and it's like only getting higher at an exponential rate and I feel like at some point something's gotta snap. Like I feel like all of the fucking stock market and shit is just like this big old Ponzi scheme, and at some point it's just something's gotta break. I don't know. It's
It only works because we says it works.
true. I don't know. It's just fucking it's just goofy. It just feels unnecessary to me. I don't know.
That I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I don't know. I'm not too familiar with like the stock market and shit. I just like in general like United States debt and shit like that. It's debt to GDP ratios of what you're concerned about, but
Yeah.
like
Which is
you'd be
also
like,
right
"Oh,
now
okay."
it's really really
Yeah, and then
bad.
you like actually look at it and you're like, "Well, that's still negative." And you're like, "Hmm,
Hmm. Well, actually,
that's
I
not
think
good."
like really recently we surpassed the debt to GDP ratio of that we were at during World War II. So like we are fucking record breaking.
Look, dude, it's the little things.
Which is really really not great. I feel like
It's the little things, bro.
and it's just
Who's
like
gonna come after us?
yeah.
No one.
Well, and it's so infuriating to see like climate change is kind of getting worse also sort of exponentially and like fucking the global tensions are just fucking just things aren't good and they're getting
Look, dude,
worse and
any
and
video game that has
yeah,
talked about conflict with Russia or China is probably right.
truth. But it's just like, fuck. I can't even do anything about it. Like, it's just...
I mean, I do not. I would really like to think we're not stupid enough to just like destroy humanity like that,
But
but
we are, though. Like, that's kind of the problem. Like,
I mean, like
we're
especially during the
abso-fucking-lutely
Cold War,
that
we were
dumb.
dumb enough to like
Yeah.
think like that, but
Well, okay, and the kind of this is the hippy dippy bullshit anarchist in me talking, but like, society, man, it's all like, it's all built on greed. Like
true.
the whole problem with living in a capital driven society is that it's just like people don't give a fuck about each other. Like, if someone could make money, like literally fucking throwing people into incinerators to increase their stock ticker, they'd do it. Someone would do it. Like, but it just happened. Like, I don't know. Like, that's awful. I don't know. We need to stop doing that.
I
Also,
mean,
everybody needs to do
literally,
psychedelics. That's my grand solution.
it's your presidential
Mm-hmm.
plan.
Everybody
I
in
don't know,
the
like,
mail gets like 10 grams of shrooms and like 10 tabs of acid and then just fucking go at it.
bro. Oh my god. Like, speaking of capitalism, though, like, if you're into like anything at all right now, basically, like, if you're into clothing, if you're into gaming, scalping is ridiculous. It's
Oh, yeah,
absurd.
dude. Yeah.
Like you couldn't get a PS5, an
Mm-mm.
Xbox, right? Now, you still can't get a graphics card a year later.
Yeah, no. That shit.
Clothing people are
So,
scalping anything they
so
can.
I have a couple of friends that work at a micro center, and there's like one of the store managers just loves to fuck with people, and he'll come on the PA and he'll be like, there is one 3090 available in the back office, and everyone in the store, like people checking out whatever, literally drops their shit and runs to the back, and it is so fucking funny. Oh my god.
Dude, people are down bad for
They
graphics
really
cards right
are.
now.
Well, and I think it's a combination of like crypto boomed somewhat recently, so everyone's mining, and then fucking there's a silicon shortage, and also like Nvidia is just straight up not making enough 30 series cards. Like
Yeah,
there
like
just aren't a lot of them.
when
Like there's been
when was
shortages
it?
since the very beginning. Like there was never enough.
Like the 10 series cards, even like
Yeah.
whenever the 10 series cards came out and then we had like a huge issue with like people buying them up, like it did not last nearly as long as
Yeah.
this.
When I'm so lucky, like I built my computer before all this shit got super expensive, and it was like, I don't know, like $800, and there's like a 2060 decent CPU. I don't know, whatever, Ryzen something, but like now this should be worth like $2,000. Not even joking. Like it has gone
Bro,
up
I
so
was so
much.
lucky building my PC. I was gonna wait until like the 30 series cards came out and then I
Nah.
I was like, nah, dude, I
Yeah.
should just build it now. And I'm glad I did because I'd be
Yeah.
fucked to
Well,
find a
and the thing
graphics
is,
card right
like,
now.
even if, like, sometimes it's a good idea to wait until the next generation of cards come out and then you buy the previous generation and it gets cheaper. But that's not even true now because it's like the 30 series came out, giant graphics card shortage, and now everything's more expensive, even the older cards. You can't get shit.
Yeah, I got a 2070 Super and I worked at Best Buy, so I had an employee discount of like $50.
Hey,
And
sick.
I was like, damn, this is still kind of expensive, but looking back on it now, bro,
Yeah,
bro,
that
we
was the
are in
life.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. It'll go back down at some point. My brother was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, I want to build a computer this summer," and I was like,
Not
"Why?"
happening,
Yeah,
buddy.
just fucking don't do that. Literally, just wait until things are normal prices again. Because if you do that right now, things will go back down, and then you will have just wasted like $500 on nothing.
Honestly, maybe you could technically. I feel like you could just buy a free build at this point and then
Some,
literally just sell
yeah,
off like the GPU.
yeah. It's like not even a bad idea. Although I'm sure pre-builds are more expensive too now. Not as
I don't
jacked up as scalpers
actually.
would make them, but like it's graphics card shortages affect whoever makes pre-builds too. 'Cause they need to buy graphics cards also.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason, like one of the main reasons we have such a big shortage is because Nvidia's probably trying, they're mostly supplying like cyber power and stuff, like people like building pre-builts. Like
Hmm.
I'm assuming that's like their main market because they're buying them in bulk, obviously, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Shit, it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, dude, it's hella late over there, bro.
Yeah. It's not really the end of the world, but nah, I probably should go to bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. This has been like a good ass podcast though. Like,
True.
damn. Normally, the ones I do with random internet people don't go this well, but like, you're cool as hell.
Yeah, man, I try to seem a lot more extroverted just so like I don't like I used to be a bot of a person and then I was like, well, maybe I should change that.
Yeah. Be a cool man that just like says shit.
Yeah, I most people on the internet that I meet think I'm way more charismatic than I actually am. And I mean that's cool and all, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
But
know, it
like that's
inflates the ego a little
yeah.
bit too
But the thing is
much.
like if you can act extroverted if enough, you'll just become extroverted. Like that's kind of what I did. I used to be a lot less talkative a person. I was like, hey, I could just talk more. And then I did. And then that just kind of became who I am. Like, I don't know.
True.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I will fake it till I make it, and then I will adopt an introvert,
Yeah.
and then I will finally have friendship.
Perfect. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
alright.
that's the master
I
plan.
think I'm gonna go to bed. But this
All
has
right,
been
yeah,
wonderful time.
absolutely. Maybe we could do another one, and we can
Totally.
both be baked.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
fucking idea.
then it'll be really
Or
interesting.
I've wanted to do a podcast where I start the podcast sober and then over the course of it I get fucked up. Like I'll just end the podcast like really cross. That sounds so funny.
Dude, I'm not even joking. I kind of thought about hitting my pen a few times during the podcast. I was like, would he notice? Like, would I just start like saying stupid
I
shit?
don't
Would he
know.
know?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be funny though.
I don't know. I don't know. We could do this again. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. Swag. All right. I'll see you later, sir.
Yeah, take it easy, dude.